So I found a little gem, correction, a really big gem that takes up a pretty large chunk of real estate on Captiva Island. And this is one of those rare resorts in the world where you are more than likely to see a wild dolphin swim past you. Good morning from Florida. It's about 7 a.m. in the morning. We're sitting on Captiva Island at South Seas Island Resort. But before I tell you more about this place, let me recap real quick and show you how we got here from Dallas a few days ago. Where are we going?
Captiva Island.
Wait, it's Sanibel, isn't it? Been doing these early morning flights for about 38 years now. Something tells me that I'm never gonna get used to it. Can you tell me about your mask?
It's a lion.
It's a lion. This is the rental company we went with. Outside of the typical purpose of a vacation, which is to step away from the daily grind, it was a wish to expose our 2.5-year-old son Iman to the one thing that Rana, my wife, and I loved as children, which is the almighty ocean, and all the wonders that come with it. Being by the ocean with him was like a window into simpler times, when we used to move slowly, and after our son's eyes would light up, or he would ask a question, it was an opportunity for us to relive our childhood. I'd call South Seas Island Resort an upper mid-range resort. It's a fascinating, relaxing island adventure at a pace that's all your own. It's a 471-room family getaway and the largest property on Captiva Island. Oh dang, it's like watercolor. Look at the water. Yay! 2 queens and holy moly. Right on the bay. If you want to walk from one end of their hotel grounds to the other, then be their guest, and get your daily steps in, as it is 2 miles. Or there is a shuttle you can hop on to avoid that, or even rent a golf cart. A long list of amenities makes this resort stand out. In fact, the activities list is so extensive here that anyone over 50 is going to have to pull out their reading glasses to read the tiny little font on the 4-fold rundown. Some activities here are included in the rate, while some aren't. Rumor has it that there is an all-day unlimited water sports option, which I didn't explore further, but that is for an additional fee. There are wide private beaches with hammocks and volleyball courts, a very scenic yacht harbor, a 9-hole golf course, and 3 outdoor pools with water slides. The pool complex at South Seas is a big hit with the kids. Mine was a bit too young and short, but the older kids were having a ball. That's what I saw. A quieter pool faces the sea, right next to the bar, and there are cabanas to rent. I am hoping to encounter an alligator, because 1, it's Florida. 2, there's a sign that says, alligators live here. Hello. Yeah. So a little bit of history about this place. This place started off as a key lime plantation, early to mid 1900s. And then in 1946, they opened up their doors to guests as a fishing village. Since then, it's been bought a couple of times, it's been renovated a couple of times, and then I believe recently a company, or some companies by the name of, a timbers company, Wheelock Street Capital, and the Ronto Group purchased it for close to $50.4 million. That's a good chunk of change. This resort has 434 units, which range from hotel guest rooms to villas and private waterfront homes. They also share land with some other communities that hold a bunch of rooms and villas, which is why the wristband policy is so strict, because South Seas as a resort has a bunch of guests that are not staying here but actually live here, and those people don't have access to the amenities. So that's the reason why they're so strict about it. Well, as you can hear from the sounds of a leaf blower or a lawnmower, I'm not exactly sure what it is. There's a lot of work that goes behind this property. I mean, it's also a golf course, which is why the grass is so trimmed perfectly. Eating and dining options are extensive here behind the resort gate. Then there are others on Captiva very close by if you want a change of pace and feel like exploring. But there's a lot on property. Let's start with my favorite and the best known option. It's called Doc Ford's, named after a character in the Florida set novels by Randy Wayne White. It's right by the front gate, and it's a rum bar and a restaurant with a wide array of dining choices. The Yucatan shrimp, possibly one of the most delicious plates I've had the pleasure of tasting. Simply mind-blowing. Oh wow, good job. Eat it. Is it good?
Yeah.
I need a special trip here when the resort opens back up so I could have this again. I wasn't drinking at the time, but I did hear some great things about their mojito. There's also a fun area for the kids outside the restaurant for them to run around. So it keeps them busy, that's for sure. At the other end of the complex is the excellent Harborside Bar and Grill, which faces the marina. We had one meal there. They're open late till about 10 p.m. The ambience was nice and low lit with interesting wall pieces. Octopus was top notch, and so was the service. Other more casual choices include the Attitudes and Latitudes Beach Bar, which is on the beach. Apparently, and I read somewhere, that this guy has been performing here since the 70s. Where we got a few beverages and a quick side meal, parentheses tacos. There's also the Crooked Snook Tiki Bar located in the pool area that faces the sea, and it's a hustling and bustling bar. Kinda nice, I enjoyed it. Right next to it is the Point, also in the pool area, with your typical poolside burger and other related food items. What got my kid's attention, and he absolutely loved it, was the colorful kid magnet scoops and slices, offering a lot of candy and quick ready-to-go snacks. We just had candy though, and by we I mean my child. Nap time was not fun. By the main gate there's also a Starbucks. Not much needs to be said about that, honestly. But what I found unique on this resort were two convenience stores that sell practically anything needed for the room, with a grocery delivery system. Okay, now the activities, which I'm gonna zip through. There's Scout About, which is an app-based scavenger hunt to do with your kids. Prizes to be claimed at the front desk when you find the 20 points of discovery. There is Sanibel Sea School, where a guide takes your family around and shares facts about sea life and other wildlife. There is Mollusks on the Move, which is an interactive workshop showing sea life. Hey, oh, so that's what they look like.
Aren't they beautiful?
Oh yeah.
I just think this is so beautiful.
And you just found them over here, just lying around?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, little lumps in the sea. They're gonna.
You can hire someone to take family portraits, rent golf carts, bicycles, fishing gear, and other water activity-related items. You could play tennis, pickleball, hit the gym, jump on an exercise trail, and even get a massage at the K. Casperson Spa. It's close to about 8 o'clock in the morning. Very few people here. I like the beach to myself. I mean, who doesn't? I've been blessed to have seen so many tropical places around the world. And I've been in some beautiful waters, and hopefully that continues happening if the universe wants it. But I'm going to confess, I'm going to admit that the water over here is probably the most perfect, ideal waters I've ever walked into. The initial freeze that one gets upon jumping into a body of water, yeah, that doesn't exist here. I'm going to guess it's about 85, 86. The sand itself is silky smooth. It's composed mostly of seashells. It gets a little rough once you get in there. Now, it's a little bit baby friendly, but not exactly, because my 2.5-year-old was struggling quite a bit. He got smacked in the face by some decent sized waves. But you know, he's got to learn someday. I want to show you how popular this spot is for shelling shells. And then these are just broken up shells that became sand over the years. This resort is also a wildlife nature preserve. So I haven't seen any turtles yet, but I've seen this sign almost all over the place. There's one here. There's about a few over there out in the distance. I'm gonna say it's a preserve because this is the most wildlife I've seen in one place in just a couple of days. We've come across dolphins, we've come across crabs, we've come across manatees, and I don't know what else lurks in these waters. Oh, I also saw baby sharks, by the way. One of the things I like about huge, ginormous resorts is the thought that goes behind placement of things. You'll see trash cans literally all over the place, and a personal pet peeve of mine is not being able to find a trash can when I need one. Another nice thing is you'll see these little towels only drop boxes all over the resort. And so then this way you don't have to take sandy towels back to the room. Although you're still gonna have sand in the room, but this sort of kind of limits it. Parting thoughts on South Seas Island Resort. I'll start by saying that it was tough leaving. I mean, I won't miss the hotel bill, but I'll definitely miss the place. We've seen some incredible resorts together, but this resort was special. The resort itself was as large as a small city, and I cannot think of a moment where I got bored or did not have something to do. The scenes, the food selection, and all the amenities were top-notch. The service, though, was above average, like 8 out of 10. I cannot wait to return once they're back up and running again. Hopefully with my folks someday. There's something here for everyone regardless of their age. Here's to the hotel's speedy recovery and catching more wild dolphins from their room's balcony. Until next time, ciao.